Hello, my name's Jon Sermon. I'm a church leader based in the UK. I have strong links with Africa, especially with Uganda, through a charity called Romans 1:11 Trust, which is all about mutual encouragement. In his letter to the Romans, the Apostle Paul wrote, this is Romans chapter 1 verse 11, you understand where the name comes from. He wrote, I long to come and see you that I may bring you some spiritual blessing. Actually, verse 12 is even more important in a way. He says, well, what I mean is that you and I will be mutually encouraged by each other's faith. And the charity I'm linked to, Romans 1:11 Trust, is all about mutual encouragement between the UK and Africa. And we need encouragement in every way at the moment, and that sort of mutual encouragement is really important. So is it in other ways. And I wanted to pass on something from this morning that we had. I was involved in a Zoom day conference through an organisation called Dunamis Fellowship Britain and Ireland that was actually training and equipping for a type of prayer that many people maybe don't really understand or know it's even possible. But the Dunamis Fellowship organisation provides training and equipping events, conferences and so on. And so when doing so, to make the whole environment appropriate, spiritually safe, a good situation for God to be at work, there are teams praying specifically to facilitate what God is doing. We call it intercession. Intercession is a word that comes from the Bible, that Jesus himself is risen and ascended to heaven and making intercession for us and praying for us. But we use the word in the particular context of praying in God's plans and purposes, listening to God the Holy Spirit, trying to understand how we are being led, praying to provide a spiritual safety for the event. And that applies just as much to online events like the one we had today as it does to when we can get back to physical gatherings. So the name of Dunamis and the logo is here on my sweatshirt. The Dunamis Fellowship Britain and Ireland provides equipping to enable the church to operate more as Jesus intended, in the power of the Holy Spirit. Now, what we noticed today was that most of the people involved were from the UK, a lot of them being part of this ministry for a long time. There were some from the USA and some from Central Europe as well. And the sense of mutual encouragement in the group that was gathering through Zoom this morning was really strong too. What we often fail to realise, even those of us in leadership in the churches, the sheer enormity of what Jesus intends in the way to equip his church, the authority, spiritual authority he gives to us, which makes this kind of prayer so appropriate to help us act in the authority that Jesus Christ himself delegates to his church. Now, if you're not yet a believer, that may all sound complete nonsense or difficult to understand, but the very possibility that God has plans, good plans for us, and wants to involve us in it and get us involved in praying it into being, prayer in accordance with his will to achieve his purposes. It's actually an exciting thought, but don't let it stop as an exciting thought, because the fact is it becomes reality. And I was thrilled that amongst the people involved were several from the churches that I lead, because we are learning this sort of stuff in our churches at the moment as well, and we'll be covering some of it in our Lent Bible study series in the run-up to Easter. We as a nation, we as a world, have been going through such a difficult time with this COVID pandemic. And with vaccination now, we're getting to a stage that the end seems to be possibly within sight. God has brought us through, will have brought us through. is bringing us through. But for the period that comes next, we need a time of reawakening of our spiritual experience, our connection with our Creator. God is wanting to equip people to pray this in and to bring His reality closer to many more. My prayer for you is that you will be part of this. God bless you.